You talking, y'all? Officiating critical lines. So you're walking the football field. You know that that all these lines, some of which are straight, some are not. Some are the same distance from each other, some are not. Although as you get more and more turf field, that's getting better for the most part, assuming they line the turf field properly. But don't assume that. Don't assume. I went to Newberry College for a game between Abbeville and Gray Collegiate. Newberry guy goes, yeah, by the way, there's a red line in the end zone that's actually the goal line, not the white line. I said, well, tonight the white line is going to be the goal line. I don't know what the red line is, but because their field was not 100 yards. They had mislined it, and they hadn't had a chance to fix it yet. So I say that the umpires walk off your lines, just make sure that everything's where it's supposed to be. But during the course of the game, there are some lines that are more important than others, and that's what we're going to touch base with here. Goal line, right? To end the game, somebody has to score, right? I mean, somebody has to score. We've all done those B team or C team or JV games. You're like, please, somebody score. All right, we need somebody to score. All right, I need somebody to get into the end zone and then not make the 2-point conversion. So the goal line is extremely important, and the goal line is in the end zone. So as we know, the ball just has to penetrate the goal line to be considered a touchdown. If you're coming out, then no part of the ball can be touching the goal line or safe. The pylon, properly placed, is out of bounds and behind the goal line. So in the pregame, when we walk the field, what does everybody do? Got to move the pylon, right? They're never in the right spot. They're never in the right spot. And during the course of the game, you're coming down towards the goal line. You're one of the wing officials. Don't get closer and closer. What do you need to do? You need to look at that pylon and check it and see if in between downs you need to quickly fix it. Because cameraman could have kicked it, cheerleader could have kicked it, ball boy could have kicked it. Anything can happen to these pylons. They need to be properly placed. So if a loose ball hits a pylon, it is what? Out of bounds and behind the goal line. Okay, very important. So we have reverse goal. We have goal line extended. So to get goal line extended, you have to be what high school? At the inbound. I mean, touching inbound, right? Touching inbounds to get goal line extended. So in this case, he's in the air, so we have to judge. If he gets the ball here, it's a touchdown, right? If he gets it inside that pylon, it's a touchdown. If he's outside the pylon, is that a touchdown? No. So the out of bounds spot would be where the ball crosses the sideline. Now I get there, right? Now in a 5-man crew, this could be extremely difficult because we are chasing this. The only time we're not chasing this is if we are pre-positioned at the goal line when the ball is snapped inside the 5, right? On that, we're chasing it. So know the concept, but he's got to get this goal line extended. This ball has to be on the inside part of the pylon. And if he touches the pylon, touches the inside part of the pylon, is that a touchdown? Yeah, it's a touchdown. Yeah, because remember the pylon is what? Behind the goal line. You touch the pylon, you're behind the goal line. I'm going to go off this so it makes the videos a little easier to play. All right, goal line mechanics. So my district knows much to their dismay, during the season, they're going to get video every day. About 10 to 15 minutes of plays the week prior. From the huddle clips. I'm on huddle count about 4 schools, so and plus you got the TV games. So goal line is something that we talk about a lot. They hear me ground about this a lot, but it's very important. Again, somebody got to score, right? That's the object of the game. Is each team, what do they want to do? They want to score, and they want to prevent the other team from scoring. So goal line between the 10 and 5 yard line. But the ball is snapped between the 10 and 5, don't release slowly downfield and stay ahead of the runner to the goal line. Because again, what's the most important line? What's the most important spot in the situation? Goal line. Inside the 5, you're going to go straight to the goal line and officiate back towards the ball if necessary. See some close to this. We get that foul line placement, right? If I'm on the 4, we're going in, I'm the league official. I need to know where that foul line is. But you don't want to do what? You don't want to fall over, right? You don't want to kick it. You want to trip over. You want to be outside the pocket. Note the furthest point to which the ball is advanced, short of the goal line, move quickly, marking the goal rush toward the ball with extended downward foot or spot the ball. If you see the ball in possession, the runner touches across the goal line plane, move to the goal line if necessary, and with stationary position, get the touchdown signal. So do we get the touchdown signal running down the field? No. The kids stay the same age. We do not, right? We get a little older, we get a little slower each year. So, but you gotta get the goal line. Okay, you can't get it 10, you can't get it 5, get the goal line, get the signal. Umpires. So we have a signal to assist. Now we have an official signal to assist in the rule book. And it's the hand over the heart. Now, how many ER doctors those that don't know? If I see an umpire start grabbing his chest and flailing around like this, I think you're having a heart attack. Okay? So just be kind of discreet with it, otherwise you give me palpitations when I see that. But that's what we're talking about in the pregame, right? As a referee, I say, hey, keep my umpire. Keep. How are you? What signal are you going to give the wing official to help on the goal line? He's going to say, I'm going to do this. And everybody's on the same page. Right? So what it means? Does it mean that it's a touchdown? Well, he does that mean a touchdown? That means the runner, i.e. the player with ball possession, is in the end zone. That's all it means. How he got into the end zone is dependent on the wing official. So if he hits the 1 and he bounces in, he may do this. But if I know he hits the 1, what am I doing? I'm coming in, put my foot down, arm up, then the ball's at the window. Okay? So the umpire is to assist, but not to call the touchdown. Let's see some examples here. So, real quick. So we're snapping it at the 15, right? Which is why I see putting that at 16. So it's kind of that threaded no man's land, right? Wing officials look down like, oh, that's a long way to the goal line. Back judge is like, peace out, I'm going to the end line. Okay, right? So that's kind of that gray area, right? As you can see, the wing officials do a really nice job. They're tracking the runner. They're staying even for the runner. They got it down what the 12-yard line. So they weren't running around. They weren't in a hurry. They just tracked the runner and followed him closely as he ran in the field. That was happening from the 12. So now we're down to 15, right? So our mindset is changing a little bit. We're getting a little closer. Snap, you see the wing official, nice job. You see how we had kind of let's run by and he's got to get down there, right? You can't just trail like we would say if we're at the 50. You've got to turn and run, try to get to that goal line near when that run race. Gets him down, around the 1 or 2 yard line. That's what we're looking for. As we get closer, we have to be more in tune to where we're at, and we might have to hustle a little bit forward as we get down. And now we're inside the 5. And you see the ball snapped, they're at the goal line, you stop well short, he comes back up, puts his hand down, has it down to 3. The ball snapped inside the 5, goes to the pot line, and he comes back. Now they run again. You see both wing officials are at the goal line, and he comes back and he runs in. There's no question that he scored the goal line, right? How many people in a high school football game that's not on TV are going to know if he scored a touchdown or not there? Right, 1 person, right? Maybe 2. The wing official. Can you tell this huddle clip if he scored a touchdown or not? Can you tell me who's got? No. So when the coaches want to argue, when they go look at their huddle clip on the sideline, they can't see, man. They don't know. But is there any question in your mind that wing official has him short of the goal line? No, there's not. Ball snapped. Ball snapped. You see them move the goal line. He stops short. He comes in. He runs in. Arms up. There's no question. There's no hesitancy there. So everybody knows what he's got. Nobody's looking around trying to figure it out. Ball snaps. Runs it up in there. And clearly gives a good signal. They saw the ball. One of them saw the ball cross. Get a signal. Can we echo touchdown signal? If you don't see the ball cross, you give the signal. No. Once the signal's given, then yeah, we can go in. The opposite guy can go in and do it if you see the ball cross. But if you don't assume, right? You've got to see the ball cross in running possession. Break the playing field. So we saw some good examples of what to do. So snapping inside the 5. So go back and watch again. So we're inside the 5. So the ball snap. What do we need to do? Go to the goal line, right? So he's inside the sideline. These teams nowadays are advanced enough to where I think we should be on the sideline so you can get to the goal line and give yourself space between the sideline, goal line, and all the players. Okay. There's nobody back here who's all this space. So is he in a good position to make this call? He's not, right? He's not there. Whereas if he got to the goal line and then behind the foul line, he's in the perfect position there. So moving around. Yeah. So needs to be get to the goal line, stand there. We talk about hustling. We're talking about it's also knowing when to hustle and when we can get to a spot and plant our feet. Okay, it's about being efficient without movement. The more you move around, what do your eyeballs do? Bounce around, right? What's your focus do? It's more narrow. You can get to a spot, get stationary, and let it play develop in front of you. You see a lot more, and it slows everything down for you. Yeah, so he's in the end zone, right? The ball snap, you didn't get to where he needed to be at the snap, and so now he's kind of chasing the play a little bit, moving around. His feet are always moving. It's not comfortable. No, he's not letting everything develop in front of him. We're inside the 5. We're gonna move the goal line. He's moving back. Right? We shouldn't be doing that. Now, if we were at this play was at the 50-yard line, his mechanics are good, right? We got good. But we're got goal line coverage. So in that case, the goal line takes precedence. So we need to do our goal line mechanics. And there's plenty of space here, right? So get the goal line, and then if the players are coming towards you, score, what do you do? Just back up. Just back up. All right, just give yourself space. So that way you're not trailing that chase. That player very easily he gets grabbed, and he can easily do what? Ball out real quick. Hit that real quick, right? And then he gets hit, and the ball's falling on the ground. Well, when he had possession of it, and he's holding it out real quick, and that ball break the goal line. You get split second extension, right? And all it takes is that split second for the break, the goal line will be a touchdown, as opposed to being a fumble. Reverse goal line. So inside of ace 3, we move to the goal line, snap, and we finish it out. At the ace 4 and 5 yard line, be prepared to move goal line if you're the linesman. Line judge, inside ace 5 yard line, you move the goal line at the snap and we fish it out. And during the game, what are we doing? We're communicating this, right? I'm the referee. We're inside the 5. I'm pointing to the line judge. You've got goal line. If we're inside the 5 and 3, I'm pointing to both of them. Both of them saying you've got goal line, and I'm on the end line. So we have to communicate that. If we're going in, back judge, wing officials need to be communicating who has the goal line on every single play. Every single play. Don't get lazy if we go from we're at the 12 and then they lose, 8 yards, and now we're at 15 or so at 20, and then just communicate that every single time. That way it keeps your mind in the game, keeps you focused on what the task is. There's a great example. So we're snapping it inside the 3. So who's moving back? Well, both, right? So watch the wing officials. Back. And this ball has to do what? I get it all the way out, right? Is there any question in anybody's mind that that linesman has a safety? No, it comes in, there's no question in anybody's mind. And the ball is not all the way out. All right. They got replay, they can slow it down. We get one shot of it, right? So we have to use the proper mechanics to be in the right position. Slow everything down to be able to see that. And you run in 4 or 5 steps, put your foot down, you blow your whistle, you give the safety signal. Nobody can argue. Well, they can try to argue it, but they don't have to. They can't say you were not in the proper position. They can't say you didn't see it. Because it's clear to everybody there that you're in the right spot. Some other important lines in the kicking game, in a free kick. There's 2 kind of critical areas in a free kick, right? The neutral zone and the goal line. Because if the kick goes in our goal line, it's what? Alright, so we stop right there, right? We can save ourselves a lot of trouble by just focusing on that. And then you've got that 10-yard bet where a lot of things can happen, right? A lot of bad stuff can happen in that 10-yard bet. What is a pet peeve of Charlie's for free kicks? Encroachment, right? Encroachment by K. Right. One of the reasons why it's a pet peeve for the coaches is that it's very easy to see on a hub, because the camera is at the 50. So it has a very nice view of those 40-yard lines. So when they're watching the game film, can they see the holding necessarily at 25-yard line on the far end of the field? No. But they can see that encroachment very easily. So you just have to be mindful of that. I mean, ball's not kicked yet. He's what? A yard, 2 yards? Yeah. We got to call that, right? And so, as the league official there on that sideline, or sorry, not back judge, on that sideline, on that free kick, on K's free kick line, you have to look for that. There's really, beyond that, what else do you got at the kick? What else do you got to look for? The umpire's got the pop-up kick, right? He got that. So lock in on that. This one's interesting. So, what are you going to do with this player here? Is he encroaching? Yeah. You're this wing official. Are you going to get the ready signal? You're going to tell his teammates what? The yellow on the field, the back him up, right? They're not going to let him kick off with the fight pass. Right? Don't let him kick off with it. Well, they do, and they call, right? They get the 5 yard. That's what we're going to. Well, we should allow that, right? We should be able to stop it. Because this is what it leads to. So they're going to kick off again, right? Those of you that have been to VC know the adventures of this committee. So they're kicking off where? Cage 45. And it's going to go. It's going to go out of math. Alright, who likes to do math? Alright, so where should this, what are the options here, right? 5 yards, free kick. Take the result of the play. Take 25 yards from where? The 40? What? Ball gets out on 35 automatically? Or you get 5 yards from that bounce spot, right? So the ball goes, so the ball went down to 28. They're snapping from the 35. That cannot be correct. Alright, it cannot be correct. And so again, it's just the little things gonna add to themselves, right? We didn't fix the initial issue with our player, but let them kick it, or we let them get it right, and then it just added on. Okay. There's another one. We got 50 seconds left in the game. It's 28-21. And the team that's behind is about to kick off. So what are we anticipating? Outside kick, right? We got everybody up there. Should the back judge, line judge, or linesman, should they move when the ball is kicked? No. You're locked in, right? You're locked in on the line, coach touching, blocking, all sorts of like bad stuff, right? Ignoring stuff. Ball's kicked. Where are they going? Right. They should be still playing at the 50, right? They've already moved off their spot. So now, are they in position to see the ball get recovered while they're on the 50-yard line and to know what happened? So let's watch. Does that prove, give you confidence that they saw what happened with what? I don't know if we got it right or wrong. I don't know. But they weren't confident. And it all starts with pre-snap recognition, our free kick line. This is going to be an onside kick. I've got to plant my feet for wide field of vision and lock in on my pass in front of me. Right. Line of game. So there's another one, right? How does the team keep possession? Get a first down. So you have to know down the distance, especially on 3rd or 4th down. Run it to either spot the ball or give a clear downfield foot to the umpire. Make it so it's without question whether you have that spot in. If we're outside the hash marks, then put the ball on your foot, and if we're going to measure, put it there, and then we can move it in, use the chains, or put the ball on your foot, let me come take a look at it, know it's close or not, but there's no question if we put the ball on our foot, it's there. What happens if I've got it down outside the hash marks, it's close to the line again, I've got my foot down, and the player wants to throw me the ball. Am I going to jump up and try to catch it? Am I going to move to catch it? If I do that, what have I done? I spot. I can spot. So somebody will hand me the ball and we'll put it on my foot. And then most of these teams have ball boys running in and out all over the place. So put them up, I put the ball down. Umpire, the ball boy hit the ball at Keith. We'll look at it, line it up, we'll put it down where it will go. But you have to know your distance, your line of game.
Here, I have a question. Fourth down, like we talked about, really close. Wing guy comes in, marks the shot. How far did that wing guy come in? Did he come all the way to the field?
I would say he comes all the way in. Yeah, so the question was, how far does the wing guy come in on a close third or fourth down to mark the spot? You come in to where the dead ball spot is. If you've got the spot,
You get to the ball.
yeah. So if it is the middle of the field, see an example in a second here. This. You come all the way in, put your foot down, the ball's handed to him, he puts his foot, he puts the ball on his foot, and there's no question about where that spot is. Figure it out. As you're running in, so I got two spots. The wing guys have got to communicate that. All right, you got to communicate that and sync that up. All right, so as you can see, we're near the line of game, right? We're snapping in close to the line of game. So they're both running in, right? Now the other cuts it off, but they're both running in the spot, right? They're not standing on the sideline with their foot down and arm up. They're coming in because it's close as fourth down, close to the line of the game. So this is what Keith was talking about. 35, fourth quarter, close game. Got it down. Comes all the way in. All the way in. And now, the umpire didn't know he was there, but hand the ball. If you give it all the way in, hand the ball. Let him spot that thing, right? But that's what, there's no question in anybody's mind about what that spot is. So when he says it's short by half a yard, is there any argument there? Then I can try to argue it, but anybody say he wasn't in a position. He was confident in his positioning there for whatever he had. Run versus pass. All right. In the day and age of RPOs, this is much more complicated than it used to be, right? Yeah, really simple. Wings, pause, read the tackle, react. Umpire, pause, read the line blocking, and react. The key there is a pause. If we just take off without letting the play develop, are we going to put ourselves in the best position to officiate? Pass play, umpire sets up the wings, you can see the kind of drifting downfield. And then, is this perfect? No. But we got only percentages, right? There's only 5 of us. Most at the high school level, most passing routes are going to be probably 5 to 15 yards. So if the quarterbacks can't throw it, let's start from that. Right? Without getting intercepted, right? So we have to play the percentages. And the umpire steps up, the wings let everybody clear, they're really short or strong, and then when they sit a long pass, they start moving down the field. Because this is what can happen if we release too quickly. Look at the lines at the top. You release this too quickly, and now everything is in front of him, and now he's hit. Right? You got too far advanced to the ball. And what happens if we get too far advanced to the ball on the wings? Ball comes to you, and who's chasing the ball? The players. So the ball comes to you, the players come to you. Right? So the mechanics manual, follow the mechanics, there's 2 things. Which is in the best position to see the play, which is in the best position to protect ourselves. And those go hand in hand, because if I get taken out in the first quarter, now we've done what? We're gonna have to go to a 4 main through, which gives even more holes out there, makes it even harder to officiate. See the wing official way downfield. And so, is he in a good position to see catch, no catch? He's in front of the ball, right? The receiver actually has his back to him when he tries to make the catch. So he's diving, and his back's to him, and it's hard to see that, right? So pause, read, and react. There's a running play. When he gets in front, right? And all those players are coming at him. Is he going to have a good dead ball, a good out of bounds spot on that? He's not. He's not. Because everything's in front, everything's coming at him. He's worried about what? Get hit, right? He's moving, so he just get hit. So he's not in a good position to be able to see. Yeah, now this early series downs, that's one thing. But this was, third and short, fourth and short, and they're in this area right here, and you're over here trying to come back to where the out of bounds spot was. Does anybody believe that spot? No, I don't believe it. All right, I don't believe it. So this is another thing we're talking about. Pause, read, and react, right? So wing officials, who are you reading when the ball's snapped? Tackle, right? What do the referee and umpire need help with when the ball is snapped at the tackle line blocking? Block it below the waist. Right, that's a safety issue, right? Gotta get this. Watch the left tackle. Alright. Referee may get it. Maybe. Umpire may get it. They got it in the corner of your eye. Well, who's looking dead at it? Wait. We need your help. We need your help on this. Alright. So be aware of what that legal official, what that tackle does. There. We need help with those. Need help with. And by locking in on that, that forces you to do what? Pause, right? Pause. Let's play it up in front of you. You run your pass. Now you transition to the receivers flooding your zone. Last thing will be done. And then we'll downfield. Again, in the day and age of RPOs, this has now become a shared responsibility. All right. Line are restricted from moving downfield until a legal forward pass crosses the neutral zone in flight. And eligible A may advance into expanding zone the snap, not required to be engaged with B. Restrictions end with B touches the pass and they're behind the neutral zone. And again, what do all these teams like to do? Right? They like to run the RPOs, they like to run quick push swing, screen passes. So these are very hard. And when number 16-year-old, number 72, third quarter hot, he can't remember what play call is. I'm going to run down, going to block somebody. That's what we're going to do, right? So we need help with that. Umpires need to help with this. So RPO, quarterback thinks he can run it, but I can't run it. So what am I going to do? What do they tell him to do? Throw it away, right? Because they know they can now legally ground it or legally throw it away if they meet certain parameters. That's what he does. He just chunks it downfield. What about these two guys here? The umpire has turned, he's watching the flow, right? These guys to the umpire's back. Who can see these guys? There's line. Third game, right? Number 65, number 70. They're 6-7 yards downfield. The wing's got to get that. Don't expect your umpires to get them. And again, these are very obvious on tape. Alright, I'm gonna watch the left tackle here. Left guard. Alright. Should he be standing next to the receiver? No, alright, no. Alright. He just took off, right? He thought he could run around. Just sprinting. Alright, so we gotta get this. There you go. That's one right up for our function. But this should be both flies. Yeah, he's not small, he can't hide. So we gotta do this again. Closing thoughts. So pause, read, react. Follow your proper mechanics. Follow the mechanics. There may be parts you disagree with. There's parts I don't actually like in there that you could do better. But we have processes in place to try to address that. But follow the mechanics main. It is a common language for us. Okay, like Charlie mentioned, we work all different people. We're not groups. All different people, from all different districts. And the one commonality we have, or we got two that are taught across all the districts. One's the rule book, that's number one, obviously. But number two is the mechanics team. And do the same thing every time. Because it may be a 56-0 game one week. The next week they get 28-27. But if you get lazy in the 56-0 game, your mechanics, what's going to happen when you get to the 28-27 game? You're going to have to again? No, because you've gotten lazy and you haven't done the right thing every single time. So it places you in the best position to see the action and it maximizes your safety. All right, those that work some varsity games, don't get lazy in your some varsity games because that is going to lead into Friday night. Right? You all know this. Notice instinctively. Do the right thing every time. And then proper hustle versus ineffective, inefficient hustle. We've all seen this, right? Fake hustle. We've all seen it. We've all done it. Yeah. But knowing when to run, when to move, when to stay still, when to let the play develop, allows you to maintain your mental focus and allows your vision to be better. And so now, when you move in a controlled manner, you see the entire play, and you're able to make the best call possible. Are we going to get it right 100% of the time? No, we're not. But if we do the things, put us in the best position, we're going to get it right 95+% of the time. And I think that's what it is good. Any questions? I think we're a little ahead, all right.
No questions. No questions for Gary?
Alright, so I think the next session is going to start at
Yeah, the next session starts,
2:15.